Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. What did Trump say again about major loser Jerome Powell? How's Bitcoin going to go for Joyful Julie, friends? Are more companies adding Bitcoin to the treasury? Yes to all of them and more. We're going to be cranking it here today. Bitcoin taking a bit of a tumble. We have a 105,000 American dollar BTC. We are looking at a red monthly candle right now. We start the month of Joyful Julie. Joyful Julie ain't so joyful right now. It's just been a day, so we got to chill out a bit. About 105K. Trump starts talking about Elon. It looks like they're starting to play good cop, bad cop, and we'll see what's going on there. ETH BTC, every single day we check it, and every single day does nothing. It is still cabooshed. This is the ETH BTC monthly. All the way down there. We're waiting for, I guess, the PMI numbers to come out. They're coming out on Wednesday, but they don't really do anything because all of it's priced in to the stock market, and the stock market is pretty strong. But by pretty strong, I mean like exceptionally strong, very strong. This is stocks. They've come back all the way to the all-time high. S&P 500, mega strong. So now everything's good to go. Now, I guess we've put those traffic lights on and they're green. And now it just takes a bit for the stock market just to continue, don't skits out, and the economy pretty much starts moving forward. You have people starting to get more optimism, and then they'll be reflecting their opinions on the future by buying altcoins and anything else they do by going further down the risk curve. That just takes a bit to warm up. This is the weekly chart of BTC. Remember, in a green weekly super channel, we never flipped red. We have never flipped red. In fact, friends, remember, since we started, literally all the way back into January 2023, okay, actually from 2022, I was even saying, if we continue that ghost fractal, there are many moments where you think it's over. And this is what happened in actual 2017 cycle. Many moments where it comes really, really, really close, okay? As it seems like that's exactly what's happening. It's the same fractal pattern, which is wild to see. And Donald Trump was the president back then too. Look at this chart. This is the 2016-2017 cycle. Look at this. There are these moments where Bitcoin is about to flip red on that weekly super trend. Look at this. And it comes back up, and it never does. And it continues, right? We have these close calls. Look at this. Another close call right up here. And then we finish up green, and look what ends up happening. We just go all the way to the top. And if you want to look at it another way, this move, this gets all the weak hands in up here. As soon as you climb above this 5K high, this is where, okay, weak hands, you're now in. All right, so we're going to wait for the structure for BTC to form, and then maybe we're going to get a similar reading of all those weak hands, right? You never know, friends. We might be looking at it right now. Like if BTC above this 117K, it might be the 120K. Maybe that's the actual where all the weak hands come, you know? Maybe we do go to 125, come back up, but then if we break up that, we go, okay, now the actual weak hands are coming in, and that's what's the acceleration here. Now, I call them weak hands, but they're going to be rich weak hands because they're going to put money in, and it's literally just going to start multiplying instantly. It's just that nothing lasts forever, and everybody will be caught off guard eventually later down the road. But at the start, they're not losing at the start. That's another thing we got to remind ourselves. Let's play some Xenogears town music just to accompany us, friends. We need some RPG town music, okay? Going through the town, picking up pieces, uncovering parts of the quest. So, retailers, weak hands, emotional money. Like some say, dumb money. It's not what you think, right? I mean, they lose most of the time. Yeah, they lose 70 to 80% of the time. They do. But there is a time when they actually win, and they win big. And they win so fast and big that they start telling all their friends. And their friends come in who are even like weaker than them. And then they get into pretty much all over. That's the top. So all these people, you got to remember, like, let's say it hasn't been a 4-year cycle, but let's say it's a 4-year cycle. Yeah, so for 3.5 years, these people just keep losing. They buy and they sell 60 days later. They buy and then they sell 90 days later. They keep getting up the top of the ranges. But then there's a moment where someone puts in money and it pretty much, I mean, like we'd even see it on Ethereum, right? They put in money. There's going to be this period where it comes up, they put in money and everything just starts multiplying. All the altcoins, it just starts multiplying up here. And that's pretty much sending the signal out there. They go, oh my gosh, my neighborhood has to get in. My friends and family, everyone, you really got to get in, and then they get in hard because the money comes very aggressive and very fast for them. And that's when you get all the emotional stuff out here, because you got to think about it like this. It's people who haven't won pretty much in a long time at anything. Then they've put in like their $10,000 and now it's like $30,000 in a month, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, you know? And then because they think, oh wow, this is what I've been missing out on. Now I can, that's why a lot of people, you know, they'll say, oh, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna start doing this trading thing. You know, there's all these coins. That's what people did to NFTs. You remember? Last cycle, they did this every single time. Tech bubble, 1999, it's the same thing. Crypto, 2017 bubble. Everything at the top involves people who feel so confident. They're like, you know what? I don't need to go fix people's hearts as a surgeon, right? I can go make, 50 grand a month trading. No, bro. You're at the peak right now. You've just accelerated a blow off top of your P&L. But that's how it all plays out. And if you think this time is going to be different, okay, good luck to you. I'm just saying, now you have AI, literal world-changing technology, bigger than the internet, because it's going to be like the first key to making advanced, robotics and all these other stuff out here. We're going to make the first public sentient, already got one, the first public sentient being that's 200 IQ, right? We've already got one with 100 IQ. That's AI just using it. So all these things are going to come. It's going to make people imagine a better tomorrow. And that's why crypto sitting at 3 trillion is quite racist to me. I think it deserves much higher. And of course, we don't know where it's going to go or how high it's going to go, but it is curling upwards. Okay. I like this 10 trillion round number. We have all these concurrent super cycles and bubbles happening. Meme coins, stable coins, Bitcoin treasuries, crypto IPO bubble. That's pretty much what's been going on. And what I love about them is they're very universal. Meme coins are literally everywhere. Stable coins, they're not everywhere. I mean, you can get the stable coins, but they're at $1. If you want to participate in some lottery ticket style, high risk, high reward stable coins, my favorite pick is pDAI, okay, because it's unstable. But you can participate in ENA, you can buy Chainlink, you can buy XRP, all these other things out here you can go do. But they're just boring to me, bro. They're boring. But they're safer, but they're boring, So there's not many options you can pretty much participate in. Bitcoin treasury bubble, you can't really do much because if you're in crypto, because you got to buy their stocks, but you don't want to touch them now. Like it's been going on for ages, right? They're just copying Michael Saylor, and he no longer has a 200% premium on the NAV of MicroStrategy. Now it's down to 75%. I expect that to go down over time. When it hits 0, it might be the final 2 to 3 months of it. And of course, the crypto IPO bubble, which is just stocks. They just depends. Like crypto IPO, they're minting coins, stocks to go dump on the stock market Ponzi buyers. That's literally all they're doing. And they're going to time it so they do it at the top. So unless you and I can get in to any of these companies, we got no chance. And by the way, you don't want to participate in that anyway. Unless literally you had the company. Let's say maybe you're an insider at Kraken. Maybe you are, at Tron. Maybe you know someone executive who's going to get given shares. Okay, well, they win. So we can't participate on that. And you don't want to participate on that, right? It's all because of crypto. We're here for crypto. Now, I'm going to show you the Bitcoin daily chart. Remember, we are around here, friends. We're doing the rangy mode. Remember we've been speaking about the rangy mode? We just don't know how low the range goes. Does it come back all the way to like this 102? Or does it stay up here, fake out again, come back out? I don't know. All right. But either way, it's some sort of rangy. And we're just eventually something's just going to be done. And then we're just going to go bang. All right. That's what usually happens. Okay. Just out of nowhere, it just does like this snap up. Right. And that pretty much starts the next leg. Right. Now, we do have, it's kind of interesting, we've got some timing with Donald Pump. Donald Pump, he's talking about, he's playing good cop, bad cop. He says, oh, I'm not going to extend Japan until July 8th or July 9th. And then like everyone, we're on Twitter, everyone's like, oh, does that mean we're going to be ranging until that moment? And then he like comes in to save it in the last second. So it'll be something to think about there. Now we have the others BTC chart. Man, it's sad. It's just like it opens red again. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, 8 red monthly candles. I know it's been 2 days, but man, that is so sad. It's like you just got full robbery. But that's what markets do, man. Markets full of disappointments and everything out here. Just it's a waiting game. I'm now going to show you PulseChain's prices for the past 24 hours, doing nothing. pDAI and PWBTC up slightly green. Checking out here, we need Ethereum pretty much to close that CME gap. That's what next thing we're looking for. We're rooting for it. This is the Ethereum CME price chart. Okay, CME gap at 3,200, and we're still hanging around here. So hopefully we eventually just like hit that time period where we've pretty much, you know, paid for our sins, and we're ready to go after that. Something interesting I've noticed as well, friends, Mantra DAO is now back down to here, 97%. It's down up to here. So I think this is a good buy, man. This has to be a good buy up here. But like, what you're gonna get, this is the thing, man. Even if you're buying Mantra DAO, even if it does end up coming back up here, that's a 5x. So like, it's good based on that principle. It's just like, if you didn't know about, say, pDAI and Hex and PulseChain, you know what I mean? It's still a good bet. But like, man, I'm very, very excited for what this thing can do. Because this thing going to 5x just takes it back to 2 cents. But yeah, based off the principle of that, remember, they've given a gravestone emoji to Rune. They've given a gravestone emoji to Mantra DAO. They've given a gravestone emoji to PolkaDot. Yeah, so if you're just going to buy them on gravestone emoji, and they gave a gravestone emoji here to pDAI, I mean, look at this. Buying the gravestone emoji, you are up now 15x on your money. So they've given it to Mantra DAO. So just, it's something to, you know, just at least be aware of, because this is asymmetric stuff. This is what you like pretty much live for. These are I don't want to say free, because like look, I don't think you can go wrong. If you bought, say, pDAI, PolkaDot, Mantra DAO, and pDAI, PolkaDot, Mantra DAO, and Rune, which is ThorChain, Rune, R-U-N-E. I'm sure, not financial advice. I'm sure, like, if you just put equal clips into them, like if some sort of allocation, one of them has to hit. One of them. Like, they all got given a gravestone emoji. They all said they're dead, you know? And you only need one. You only need, like, say, for example, if you put them all equally, if pDAI got to like 3 cents, it covers all of them already. And everything after that is free. But you don't have to get into all of them. Just showing you an idea of what you could do as an alternative if you were literally just buying gravestone emojis, that is. Now, friends, cracking on with the news. Before I even like crack on with, you know, Bitcoin and the average price out here, I just want to give a quick update, because unfortunately, if you're with Zen, so obviously what happened with, so Richard Hart made Hex, and then Jack Levin, who was one of the early Google employees, he was a Hex holder, and then he makes Zen, which looks like Hex backwards, but it was very even hyperinflationary out here, and literally the coin ticked down minus 100%. I actually have a video on my channel. I predicted it would hit minus 100%, and then I played like the cute trumpet music on it. But unfortunately, so what ended up happening was, unfortunately, Jack Levin, he's done a bait and switch. So I'm just going to show you some posts. My friend, Mr. Carlin Talks Crypto, has basically called him out on it. Yeah, it sucks. So firstly, Jack starts posting, hey, smart money apes in early. He's showing the amount of money raised for a chain. So pretty much they're making a chain. So they have Zen coin, which is hyperinflationary. They made all these other Zen, like, you know, derivatives and spin-offs and stuff out here. So he's making, like, I think X1 chain. And it's going to be, I think, a Soylana EVM. Okay, so they're trying to do something different. And so it seemed okay, because we were under the impression, and he even said many times, if you're holding Zen, you'll get given points for it. You get access. So you'll be able to like hand it in and you'll get points. So everyone just held on, right? Unfortunately, though, he's now gaslighting everyone. Jack, the most early investors are Zen holders. No, by using Zen, you've invested in yourself. And now here's Colin. That is such a weird and disingenuous response. Are you saying you haven't participated in Zen to make money? When you minted Zen, you got it for free. No one owes you anything. So yeah, it's very, very sad. So, you know, Jack, what you're doing is called the bait and switch. It's drastic change of investment thesis for those following the statements you've made over the years and those who have invested time and money. So Zen ecosystem are those who supported and promoted your project for years. They are your community. They're why your project is even known at all. You started with a huge focus by saying you'd essentially burn everything, referring to Zen ecosystem assets. I know you'd still intend to do this, but now with a much smaller allocation for Zen ecosystem participants. So, you know, Jack replies, I completely understand your concerns and frustration. Zen was designed as a fully immutable, blah, 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 blah. To be honest, that sounds like public relations answer. The bottom line is you change your statements. And he's actually got posts from Jack from the past. And then just some community comments. Biggest mistake Zenians made was thinking participating in Jack's experiment would lead to the final prize, a meaningful X1 allocation. Zen blocks, VMPX, bridging to Bitcoin, Zen burns, DXN allocations, moon parties, F. So you can see it has all these Zen derivatives and all these other things out here. Well, there you go. Yeah, very well said. Huge disappointment. Which it sucks, but you know, this is just a loss we just have to take, friends. This is part of the game. When you're looking for asymmetric upside, yeah, like it's not like not everything wins. Otherwise, it wouldn't be asymmetric, right? It's precisely because there are examples out there that lurk in the world like this that give you the asymmetric upside and stuff. Because like, you know, people are like so much, they're so bitten and hurt by a lot of these things that go down, right? Shout out to the Baby Dolls as well, Mr. Foolsy. I put a lot of money into Zen. I'm pretty much valuing it at 0. What a joke. Sometimes you put too much into a lottery ticket. Lesson learned. I think a huge problem with Zen is that it did not foresee ETH gas fees dropping like a rock. Those minting late have a huge advantage over even early minters. Yeah, so that's what happens, sirs. Here we go. Things like that and why I have him spazzing out at the elliptical at the end of this main video. There we go. So... and pDAI solves this. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. G Unit, because this is personally what I'll do, friends. This is like not financial advice, okay? If you're still holding it, I would just throw it into another lottery ticket. That's what I would do. I have it. pDAI, pHex, eHex, PulseX, Pulse, Inc., whatever. Take your pick. And maybe do PWBTC, maybe do none of them, maybe do all of them, maybe do something else, whatever. Maybe go rotate, I don't know, PolkaDot or buy Ohm, I don't know, but just do something else. But you're going from one lottery to another, and it does suck. But yeah, just want to let you know, right? So you're not meant to win. This is tech investing, yeah? You can't win at everything. If you could win at everything, you would have returns like bonds or the stock market, where it's like, you know, 4 to 8% returns. Yeah, it goes up only. You get a bit of a down period here and there, but then comes back, okay? That's people who are like totally risk averse, okay? But they don't have a chance to make 20 times their money. I just showed you, right? pDAI's up 15x from a gravestone emoji, maximum uncertainty. pDAI is still 0.4 cents, okay? So if it goes to 4 cents, bro, that's a 10x again. My gosh, that'll be 150x from that. That's, whoa. And that's 4 cents, bro. 4 cents. That's just 4. What if it got to 20 cents? Oh my gosh. That would be huge. That'd be a 50x from here. So... you're not meant to win at everything. You can't win at everything. You just have to accept it. You know, a lot of people, friends, they back in 2022, 2023, especially 2023, people saying, Tommy, how I don't believe any of this is real. How are you winning on all this stuff? I go, what do you mean winning, bro? Because they were under the impression, because I come up and I show my face every day and I'm here, they think, oh, you must be winning. No. What are you talking about, bro? You get hit all the time. You get kicked in the nuts all the time. But you have to have your eye on the prize. Your eye is, that's why I'm so glad I could show this example. That's why I talk to you about crypto to 10 trillion, brother. All right? Brothers and sisters and pups and ducks and squirrels can come too. At crypto 10 trillion, your portfolio will be a number, okay? You're not meant to look at each individual coin, okay? That's how I do it. I don't look at each individual coin because it skits you out. Because one thing's up and one thing's down. And you want to hold everything to the highs. It never happens. Nothing peaks out at the same time. So you just look at this one big number. And in that portfolio, there'll be stuff that ran way higher than you could have possibly imagined as well. And there'll be stuff that ran lower, you know? But you're just meant to look at that number. And you look at euphoria, and that's where you make your decision, okay? Because if you're looking at each individual coin trying to micromanage it, you never get anywhere, all right? That's ultimately what it comes down to. And then at the end, man, it's not about like doing your whole, you know, your review school card. Like, oh no, I won on this and I lost on this. It's all a bunch of bullshit, friends. Like, there's too much stuff going on. It's so chaotic and so random. All right. So yeah, it is an unfortunate state out here. I guess you just see, this is the game, man. Crypto is volatile. Yeah, we're going off people's words and promises. Yeah, we owe them stuff that these leaders and founders can do stuff as well. Yeah, they enrich themselves at the same time. But yes, it's not all roses and fairies. And you already know that after the past 4.5 years. Now, the average joyful Julie for Bitcoin is about a plus 7%. This is a table. If you move your eyes here to the Julie month and you would go down all the way, you see this average and median. They're about 7%, all right? So, but look at the average, man. There's red or green or whatever. So hopefully we do get, you know, a nice thrust in the positive direction. That'll be lovely. I guess still bullish, friends, because Crypto Banter's latest thumbnail. Why the X stocks frenzy is bad for altcoins. I haven't watched it yet, but I just think it's I'm under the impression that it's going to talk about how people are going to come in and trade stocks and not touch altcoins. Ah, man. I could break that argument in 2 seconds. Who bought the first altcoins? Who bought them? People who want to make money. Okay. They had a world of stocks to choose from. Why did they come to altcoins? Because stocks are shit. There you go. Stocks are poop. They are poop. They get diluted at a whim's notice. You got insiders dumping just like crypto, but your market caps are bloated. And the meme of stocks is not network effects. The meme is cash flow. Stocks. There's a reason why we made crypto. There's a reason why crypto is scarce. It's digital real estate, man. All right? But what we're basically witnessing is clearly just someone looking at the Bitcoin dominance. This is everyone. I don't blame Randy Boo. Everyone's looking at Bitcoin dominance and like this thing is never, ever coming down. Ever. And so everything is interpreted as bad for altcoins. You see? All they're doing is, friends, they're pretty much like it's monthly candle stuff all over again, right? It's your friend saw me stuff that I've been telling you. If I show you, all they're doing is they go, oh, the 12-month candle for Bitcoin dominance is green. Therefore, any news that comes out is going to just represent that. You know, they're telling you something about what's happening today, but they're telling you nothing about the future. All they're saying is this will keep going up because it's continued to go up before. Okay. That's why being contrarian, obviously you can't just be contrarian in everything, but which type of person are you, friends? Like, think about it. Are we really contrarian? I'm following the red arrow. What are you following? You're following the green box. You're following the 12-month box. I'm following this literal 15-year trend, this 10-year trend. That's what I'm following. 10, 11, 12-year trend. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Oh, contrarian. Contrarian doesn't mean just go against the grain. But who's contrarian, by the way? Who's contrarian? Isn't it interesting? It's 50-50. Okay, either the red arrow is going to win or the box is going to win. And Willy Woo is right. And then it goes to Bitcoin, 90% Bitcoin dominance. That's why you got to take a bet somewhere. Okay, I think the red arrow is going to win. I think altcoins are the infrastructure of Bitcoin. And luckily for you and me, as I've been catching you with my Pokeball every day, I've shown you the business cycle, bro. It's all about that PMI. PMI is down at 48.5. It's dog poop. People don't want to think about the future right now. All right, we're going to get to a point where they are. We're not there yet. Let's crack on with some more news, friends. Major loser Jerome Powell has confirmed stablecoin SuperCycle. So I'll let you listen to him. So once again, this is for pDAI.
Let me say on stablecoins.
Let's have a listen to major loser here.
Let me say on stablecoins if I can.
Yep.
I do share the concerns that you hear here, but I also think it's a positive step that we don't have a regulatory framework for these now in the United States. We tried very hard in the last Congress to work with, people on both sides of the aisle to create such a thing. Now it looks like we're well on the way to creating a framework, which I think is something we need. You know, if we're going to have stablecoins, and apparently we need to have a federal and state level regulatory framework, which I think we're making progress towards having.
We only have a couple of minutes left, so
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over all those major loser words coming out of your mouth at the same time. I'm a major loser. So, what about it? Bro, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? He goes, oh yeah, we tried to work with the previous administration. Bro, shut up. You are literally the Hydra head of world domination, printing money, the IMF, and all this other bullshit that is used to control the human population. Okay, what are you talking about, the previous administration, bro? You are the administration. The SEC works for you, cockhead. What are you talking about, previous administration, bro? You print the currency. Oh, the previous administration. The SEC is the fourth secret puppet wing arm of the US Fed. The SEC is the cockroach henchman who goes out and does the stuff. The previous administration. Major loser. Cut the rates so I can pump my bags, bro. Donald Pump has announced that Doge will take a look at Elon Musk's government subsidies and contracts. So, this is what we're all feeling at the same time. We're like, oh, just as we're about to get over the hurdle, Donald Trump comes out and says, and anyway, back to Elon. Let's take away his subsidies. Because Elon comes out. Elon started having a tiff again. Elon, bro, you got to get off the K, bro. Get off the ketamine. It's making you way too relaxed to start pricking bubbles and stuff around my bags. He's getting way too heated right now. He's pretty much saying this big bill's going to send America bankrupt. No, it's not, bro. What are you talking about? You have the UFO tech. What are you talking about, dude? You have 0 point energy. You have, what do you mean go bankrupt? Oh, you owe debt. You owe debt to who, bro? You mean that country over there that you can literally pulverize with a gamma ray? You don't know anybody. US doesn't have any debt, friends. What are you talking about, dude? You know what I mean? Like, hey, look, something's going on, man. I honestly think Elon just, raise your 14 kids, bro. You know what I mean? The US Senate has passed President Trump's big, beautiful bill, clearing the way for a final vote in the House. And you got to admit, look, I'm a UFO dude, okay? I'm a UFO dude. I'm a pDAI dude. I'm a peg nipple dude. Yes, I have the pointiest elbows as well. Yes, I have very fluffy slippers. The US is not getting bankrupt, bro. We've got AI coming. Do you know what AI is? It's not just any intelligence. It's ass intelligence. We're going to have economic agents. They're going to get paid currency units. They're going to be able to invent stuff and make services for humans and have their own wallets. We're literally going to be creating digital humans, right? They don't sleep. They don't sleep. They don't breed. Do you understand what that means? It means you don't have, say, in your city, you don't have 120,000 people anymore. You might have 850,000 economic agent units. Those like 700,000 people, they're not people. They're just robots, pretty much. That's the future. Right, this debt's not going to like explode or anything. The fact that no one believes me is pretty good. It means we're bullish, Eventually, everyone will believe us, and that might be the top. The US Senate has passed that bill, right? So looking at this big, beautiful bill, even though it's good, we still don't have the US debt rollover, okay? That's the big one. So that's why major loser Jerome Powell is being basically kicked by Donald Trump because he really wants the rates lowered so he can roll over the debt. So they don't have like a 900. I think if they roll over it now versus if they rolled it over at 3% rates, there's about a $980 billion of money that they're just paying off for no reason in the next 3 years. That's a lot of money, bro. $980 billion. That's pretty much Trump's hopes and dreams to get all the things done that he wants to get done. Polymarket Traders sees a 46% chance that Elon Musk will launch a new political party by the end of this year. So, man, I've got the odds here. Polymarket, once again, everyone just wants to bet on random stuff. Here it is, 30% by July, and then December 31st, 46%. Wow. So, why is doing this, bro? You're all the same team. What are you talking about, dude? Like, no, Elon, man, it's just... Does anyone give a shit, bro? Do you actually think they're different parties? It's all the same stuff. We know it is. Spend more money, protect the UFO tech, and dominate the rest of the world. It's the same shit, bro. But I guess this is what happens, right? Elon Musk, friends. Elon Musk net worth, he is worth $409 billion. So, come on, bro. You got 14 kids. Do you even know their name, Elon? Come on, man. Now you're going for Tiffany? You know what I mean? Jeez. All right. Trump has slammed major loser Powell, saying anyone would be better. Well, that's true. But like I told you, friends, even though we're having fun here, cutting rates it's not going to be the phenomena creator of the business cycle. We just need time. Because you and I, we remember zombie virus. Yeah. And people remember what happened. They remember, if I take a step too much forward, something can come wipe me out. And then they remember the interest rate hikes of 2022. So it takes a while. Something has to come out to make you forget that. It just takes a bit. Fidelity has bought 10,200 Ethereum, $25 million. So also, friends, I found out one of the Bitwise, Bitmine companies, it's Tom Lee. Tom Lee. You know Tom Lee, friends? So Tom Lee... he is like the eternal stock market bull. Okay, this is Tom Lee. He's literally the crowd favorite. Tom Lee. They bought 250 million of ETH, and he's becoming like real. That's such a surprise as well. Tom Lee. Yeah. So he might be the first guy who starts putting ETH on the balance sheet. And then when it starts winning, everyone's going to be looking at him because he's like mega turbo gigabullet. Like he's the guy where he's like S&P 500 could be trading at, 400% higher by the end of the year. And he just says it with this. And that's why everyone loves him, bro. It's just the biggest number, But the funny part is because he's always betting on massive trends, he eventually gets right. They eventually come to the number. Oh, man, it's great. The Smarter Web company has added $25 million in Bitcoin, pushing total holdings as its treasury strategy accelerates. So we are seeing a theme all around the world. The companies are now putting crypto on their balance sheet, but no one cares, right? Because altcoins aren't moving. But it's like the powder keg is ready to blow. Over 1.25 million new tokens have been launched on Soylana in June. So GT June, and that was a down month as well. That was down 10%. So in Marwai, the month just before that, there was 1.4 million tokens. Man, that's why fans like, do you really, you say this is innovation, bro? Yeah, let's launch 1.25 million tokens by the same, I think there's like 87 addresses, make more than 12 tokens a day and just dumping the shit out of everyone. If you're curious, how do people even trade it now? Well, what's happened is the edge is getting thinner and thinner. So what's happening is there's like different Soylana tools, like there's Stalk Fun or ThorChain or whatever, where what they'll do is it scans all of Soylana and it automatically like puts people's wallets into categories, and then they make subscription services. And so people aren't going to Pump Fund and checking out the front page. You're like, you can't even win doing that. It's too much junk, right? What they do is it's stuff checking the chain. And so you subscribe to stuff, and when it gets an alert like, oh yeah, like 3 of these whales who are like, profitable for the past, they're 70% profitable for the past month, they are now into this coin. So you like, that's pretty much what everyone's doing. But yeah, then eventually what's going to happen is that's getting gamified like right now, because you still need suckers to do it, right? That's what we call, friends, circling the drain. So the degens, okay, there's degens in the casino, but there's people who are still gambling, following like the prostitute cabal or the LA vape cabal or the gum teeth cabal out here, and they're losing their money, right? So, but what ends up happening is these people have made the filter programs, but the thing is they're selling it to everybody. So people are now going to try front run those other suckers in the casino because they're trying to ping some early wallets of the actual, the Twitch streamers and the LA vape cabal and everybody else who enjoys getting their foot jobs caressed from their audience and in Soylana land. So what ends up happening is now it's like the DJ, it's circling the drain, right? No new money's coming in. So it's like, okay, these people have found out a way how to gamify these people, right? But then these people are going to run out of money. Then guess what ends up happening, okay? Someone's going to have to make a system for the people on the Stalk Fund stuff on how to gamify those. And that's why it's getting smaller and smaller. It's like the euthanasia roller coaster wheel. Because friends, the money, you only make money if people think it's a legit casino. Yeah, people have to come in here and actually win, okay? All of this gets fixed if Sol pumps hard. That's why they're all in their minds like, oh yeah, Sol's definitely hitting $1,000 if Ethereum goes up. We'll see. Shout out to all my German baby dolls. Deutsche Bank will launch a crypto custody service in 2026. So this is wonderful. So what we're seeing right now is, friends, this is interesting, right? Many bank managers, average crypto person, like you have a higher net worth than like just a bank dude anyway, but they won't accept crypto for collateral because, they don't understand it. Because you're in banks, bro. You don't do anything. You're literally pushing pencil papers. You're telling everybody to go buy real estate Ponzi that's growing at 8% per year, and you're telling everybody it's the greatest thing in the world. Bro, literally, Bitcoin does 8% a month. Bitcoin is growing at 67% per year. The house Ponzis are growing at 5 to 8%. Right? It's not even the same stratosphere. You know what I mean? But they still think, because they think, oh yeah, real estate, because it's real. You can touch it. Okay, bro. Enjoy your sheer little 7% per year growth. Now, this is gonna be bullish for all of us because you don't want to sell your assets. But it's bullish, but it's also dangerous because people will over leverage. Okay, because you don't want to sell your assets. The idea is you hand it to the banks, which is a big no-no anyway, and then they'll let you borrow on that, and they give you cheaper borrowing rates and stuff out here. But the problem is you handing it over part. But at least it's bullish for the whole industry. Bitwise doubled down on their 200K Bitcoin target for 2025, but casts doubt on new highs for ETH and Soy. Okay, shitwise. Why? Like I said, friends, they're like, oh, Bitcoin's a treasury stuff that they're all buying. Like they completely forget, bro, you're buying a $2 trillion Ponzi. Our stuff doesn't have $2 trillion market cap to push up. The DDC secures $528 million to fuel a Bitcoin treasury strategy, one of the largest Bitcoin raises by a New York Stock Exchange listed firm. So beautiful, beautiful work there. We're seeing a continuation. All the bubbles, all the super cycles, it's like it's all converging. You know, we didn't have this in 2021, you know that? In 2021, it was they're printing money and handing out stuff everywhere, and people are just getting in. That's what it was. We didn't have like this clear synthesis of the stuff back then. So that's when I told you, meme coins, stable coins, Bitcoin treasury, crypto IPOs, like it's like all of our dreams, friends, all of our dreams. That's why I really hope it ends with the NASDAQ index. Like that's okay. We have to definitely get out now in the next 30 to 60 days. No questions asked. We have to. That's what it would be. But we don't have to anchor to that because we still have, other things that could appear. Here is President Trump pointing at you. You're a major loser. This is the stuff that happens out here. Trump says major loser Powell is a moron. We have a moron at the head of the Fed. He's a moron. President Trump says anyone would be better than Fed chair major loser Powell. President Trump says he will not extend the July 9th deadline and doubts the US will make a trade deal with Japan. This makes no sense, but does anybody actually think they're not going to make a trade deal with Japan? What is this? Is this like pure manipulation? We're not going to make a deal. We're not going to make a deal. Oh, man, here we go. For the rest of us, we suffer in silence as others' BTC continues to stay down. But it's a believer's cycle. I still believe. I'm still holding. I still think it's all going to work out. Like I said, I just showed you Zen, right? Got crushed. Okay, well then the founder does this. Yeah, we'll just get over it. What do you do? It is what it is, man. This is literally the game. You get in the kitchen, it's going to get hot sometimes. You go outside, sometimes it's going to rain. You're going to get grass on your feet. So this is just the attitude you got to have, but we can't focus on these stuff that doesn't work because you got to remember now you have stuff that is still alive. And you're like, you're not dead yet, or you're not dead right now. And there's a bull market coming around the corner. It's meant to be here. We are in one right now. You see what I mean? So you're like, oh, they haven't fulfilled their potential yet. As long as you're still in the game. That's the attitude to have when it comes to these. Because like if you look at all the 50,000 things that can go wrong, if you're going to act like that, go do your shitty little 2-to-1, 50% win rate, day trading garbage, that all these other people doing. You literally, bro, they can't comprehend. People in this world out here, if you want to win it, if you want to win all the time and win, okay, bro, you can't comprehend in your brain that we are up 15x on pDAI and we're talking about another 15x. You can't comprehend that, bro. 15x. We have to like synthesizely shorten how we say 1,500%. We have to like sit because we say it so often. It's like normalized here. 10x, 15x, 5x. It's a believer's cycle. Hopefully, the business cycle kicks up soon. AI, crypto, and all these other tokenization stuff. It's coming. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.